I only support small farms and ranches. I don't support anything corporate. Well, this is a small ranch, a family run ranch, and we are incorporated. That's today's discussion on Ag Shorts. We are incorporated. We are an LLC, Limited Liability Corporation. You will find a lot of small producers and ranchers and farmers are corporate. We've discussed several times making things easier for the next generation so that the transition is more seamless. It's easier to get the information passed along. We continue it so we don't have to buy the same piece of property time and time again. And it's instead put into a corporation or some sort of body that's easily transferable upon death, or when another generation is just too tired or unwilling to continue with it anymore, and they want to make sure that it thrives and continues on without necessarily their input. That's what a lot of farms and ranches are starting to do, and we've missed the mark for probably the last 100 to 150 years because of that. Thankfully, it's not too late. We're starting to figure it out. A lot of us are making ourselves into corporate farms and ranches. And I'll tell you what, a lot of corporate farms and ranches are still the little guy. Now, when people think, I don't want to support corporate farms and ranches, I don't want to support the big corporate people, they're thinking of places like, things like, entities like Tyson Foods, JBS, Cargill, National. They're probably thinking Procter & Gamble, Microsoft, Apple, Johnson & Johnson. These are all companies that more or less are involved in the agricultural industry in one facet or another. Great example, Microsoft. Bill Gates is one of the biggest landowners in the United States, if you didn't know that. When you think of corporate farms and ranches, you think of big companies like that. But just like a lot of other producers, about 86% of us look like this. We are a small farm and ranch. We are a small corporate entity. We have 0 employees. We are our employees. And we work and operate this land as best as we can. But we're still considered corporate. So when people say, I don't want to support the corporate people, you're still discussing us. So there's a lot of people out there saying these things, but they don't know what it means. I want grass-fed beef. All beef is grass-fed. We talk about differences. We want to talk about grain finish and grass finish, that's different, but everything does exactly that. That's grass-fed. So a lot of these buzzwords, when we talk about corporate farms and ranches, grass-fed beef, anything to that extent, organic, you can start going down the rabbit hole of buzzwords, and that's where you fall into when you talk about corporate farms and ranches. So that's today's lesson on Ag Shorts.